All right, what's up, you guys? It's already August. My girlfriend's birthday is in August. My birthday's in September. I turn 21. Then it's Thanksgiving, and then it's Christmas. So Christmas is right around the corner. We need to lock in, you know? I made 20K in July, and I want to make more, right? So I was thinking what got me to a 20K month was slowing down and not rushing any profits, not doing too much. I made a lot of money, this past month, and it was in a time where I spent the least amount of time on the charts. I only traded for 1 to 2 hours a day. That was it. Sometimes I promise you less than an hour, maybe 30 minutes, then I call it a day, you know? And I know a lot of traders struggle with that, especially in the beginning. We tend to rush a lot of profits, rush evals, do too much when we first start out trading. So I wanted to not only give myself a reminder to slow down, but also you watching. Because if you clicked on this video, maybe July was a tough month for you. And I know it definitely was. Price action was not the best. So here's my advice to you. Basically, just slow down. But I'm going to break it down in this video in a way that I would break it down for myself. Okay, if you don't know, I'm a pretty big nerd in manifestation, in visualization, in high vibrations, whatever you want to call it. I guess you could say I'm a hippie. Okay. But yeah, I am into that. I watch a lot of content about that stuff. And I wanted to share that with you guys. Even if you don't believe in that stuff, if you believe in science, maybe you should believe in manifestation because it just makes sense. And try to prove it to yourself because that's what happened to me. I didn't really believe in manifestation, but then I was like, let me try this shit 100%. And I had a huge payout. So trust me, it works. And it makes sense. I mean, if you put energy into something, most likely it's gonna grow, right? Something's gonna happen. Okay. That's the way I like to think about it. Anyways, I was watching this video called, let me see if I could find it. It's called Master the Quantum Shift by Doing Less. And it's by this YouTube channel called Quantum Shift, which I watched them a lot. And this video really stood out to me because it talked about why rushing, why hustling slows you down. And when you think about that in trading, it's 100% true. If you try rushing profits, you're running away from them. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. But I wanted to start off this video, and yes, I have notes. I came prepared. I wanted to start off this video by asking you, why are you rushing? Okay, maybe you're rushing because you got bills, you need to make money, a certain dates coming up. Maybe it's your girlfriend's birthday. I don't know. Most likely, your reason to rushing is going to be money, which is fine. That's why we got into trading in the first place, was to make money. But you need to be aware of whatever is causing you to rush anything. Either you're rushing an eval, or you're rushing once you get funded, or you're rushing profits in general. Whatever it is, you need to be aware of it so it doesn't control you, right? Because if it controls you, it's adding more pressure. And if it's adding more pressure on you, then more pressure equals more fear, right? More emotions. More fear in trading equals over trading, right? Because if you're scared to lose, then you lose. Then you're going to be like, I can make it back, and then you start with trading. Then it goes downhill from there. So whatever it is, you need to be aware. Ask yourself questions. A lot of traders especially in the beginning, just think it's clicking buttons. Believe me, it's not. You're making very important decisions on if you should buy or sell, right? Don't you think your mindset should be strong? Don't you think that you should know yourself really well, know your why really well, know why you're doing certain things really well? You need to be your own best friend in this journey. You can have a mentor, you can have a friend that trades, but you, at the end of the day, need to be your own best friend. Okay, you need to know what's going on up here. You're the best person that you could talk to with trading. Okay. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. You know yourself the best. So know yourself even better when you're trading. Okay. Next, I wanted to talk about the video that I just not showed you guys that I said. And in the video, it talks about why is hustle misalignment. Mind you, this video has nothing to do with trading. I'm just kind of showing you how it does align with trading. So it says here, it said in the video, overdoing, overthinking, and overplanning are seen as signs that the inner world hasn't caught up with the outer desire, which made me think about trading, right? If, let's say I went in the future and I tried looking at myself. She's a millionaire. She's trading, 100 NQ contracts, and she's over trading or she's overthinking. Then I would think to myself, whoa, is she really that profitable? I'm not sure, right? When you think about your future self, your future profitable self, or even right now, if you think about a trader that is awesome, they're a millionaire trader, they're making it, 40K a month, whatever it is. If you think about that person, they're most likely calm, they're most likely now we're trading, they take a loss, it's whatever, it's part of the game, right? That's how I like to think of myself now, and that's how I try to act and be now. So right, so if I'm doing that now, then I'm a calm trader. I don't overtrade. I'm very consistent. So, but if I was overthinking or just doing too much, it wouldn't align with the person that I want to be, you know? So just think about that. How hustle really is misalignment or just doing too much. And I also wanted to talk about this hustle topic because when you think about making, let's say 10K a month with trading, no, let's say 40K a month with trading, with any other business, actually, let's say you run an e-com business, you would think that they need to hustle a lot, to make 40K. Of course, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of work. But with trading, when you think about someone that's making 40K a month, it's quite the opposite, right? We're imagining someone that is very picky about their trades, very smart with their money. They're not rushing anything, just going with the flow. You need to align yourself with that person, right? Because if you align yourself with a person that's just trying to make it out, hustle their way out with trading, you're going to be a person that is attached to the outcome. And you're going to be a person that rushes profits, that rushes trades, just takes down trades, whatever it is, just doing too much. Okay. So try not to hustle in trading, but try to be smart with your moves, right? Try to value every single trade that you get in and out of. So that's how it should be. And that also helps you slow down. Another topic, or just kind of another thing that the video said, and I took a screenshot of it, was why does rushing slow us down? And again, this video has nothing to do with trading. It says When you rush, it often means you are acting from a place of urgency, lack, or fear. This transmits a signal to the quantum field that you are not whole, not ready, not safe. The field then mirrors this signal back, which can slow down or prevent the desired outcome from manifesting. AKA, when you rush a trade, when you're over trading, it's a sign of urgency, lack, or fear. If you're, you know, bringing that out, that's going to become reality, right? If you're coming from a place that's fearful, that's lack, urgent, whatever it is, you're not ready and you're not safe to what you actually want to come to, which is, I don't know, 40K a month, 10K a month, whatever it is. But it makes sense, you know? Whatever you were mirroring, whatever you're doing is going to come back to you. That's the way I like to think about it. And it also says here, instead of chasing results in a distant future, the video emphasizes calibrating your energy in the present moment. Rushing pulls you away from this present moment where reality is born and choices live. I need to reread that again because it's so good. Rushing pulls you away from this present moment where reality is born and choices live. When you act from scattered urgency, the cosmic search engine or the quantum field sees incoherence rather than a clear request, which ultimately hinders results. And I was listening to this video and it kept mentioning coherence. I was like, bro, what does this word mean? So I searched it up. So it was such an important word for the video. And it means clear, logical, and consistent, right? Clear, logical, and consistent. Are you crazy? That's everything you need in trading. You need a clear plan. You need logic, which, if you're a very emotional trader, logic is out the window, right? If you rush trading, logic is out the window. And the last part of this quote said, um, where reality is born and choices live. You think I got 20K a month by making 10K in one day? No, every day I made the choice in the present moment. I made the choice to either walk away on my first win or walk away when I take a loss. You know, everything is in the now. Whatever you are doing now is going to affect the future. So in trading, if you're over trading now, if July was bad for you, don't bring that energy into August. Okay, just be the future you. Like, that's literally it. That's what I've been doing. I've just been acting and being like my future self, making 40K a month. That's it. And I wanted to make this video because I believe that if I really embody the person that I want to be in the future, I can get there quicker, you know? Same thing with trading. If I can be a trader, if I can pretend or act to be a trader that makes 10K, I do everything that person would do. I'm most likely going to get a 10K payout, right? Like, it just makes sense. But the point of this video is to remind you to slow down. So how can you slow down in trading? It's very simple to slow down in trading. Please listen. Find your A plus setup. For me, my A plus setup is a simple New York Open breakout. It's that simple. And I just wait for it. Once I see it show up, then I execute. Win or loss, I call it a day, right? If I take a loss, maybe I'll take another trade. But if I win the first trade, I make sure that I'm satisfied with it. I make sure at least I doubled what I was risking, or at least I caught a 1 to 2. I'm satisfied, you know? But make it easier for yourself, right? If you're hopping from strategy to strategy, you're going to be over analyzing. You're going to be confused. Am I taking long or short here? I don't know, right? This strategy says long, this strategy says short. Stick to one thing for months. Have a plan for months and just follow it. It's not going to happen in 2 weeks. It could happen in 2 weeks, okay, but don't aim for that. Just stick to the same thing for months and it will work out. It's going to be a slow grind, but it's going to be worth it. Um what else? How else can you slow down in trading? Knowing your A plus setup and only trade that. How would you find your A plus setup? You either learn it from someone else, or if you don't like that person's strategy, you learn another person's strategy and kind of make it your own. But don't start from zero, right? Don't try to be oh so smart, find a setup that has 90% winning rate, every week. Don't try to go for that. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, right? If someone else's strategy is already working, try it out, see what works for you, see what doesn't. Um, then go from there. Don't try to do everything by yourself. There's a lot of free content on YouTube. There's a lot of free education on YouTube. But don't it and this for the traders that already kind of have a strategy, already know what they're kind of doing. Don't try to learn every single thing. Okay? Especially if you're on a losing streak. I recently was just on a losing streak, and the best thing I did was not overthink. The best thing I did was absolutely nothing. It was accepting the loss, just waiting for my next day to take the A plus trade. Every single strategy that you look for is going to have some type of, I was going to say downfall. That doesn't even make sense. Every strategy is going to have a loss. Okay, even my strategy, and I'm still winning, long term. I'm good. And I can't be good long term if I'm overthinking it, you know? So build trust with your A plus setup so you have enough patience to be like, okay, it didn't work out this morning, but you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna show up and it's most likely gonna work. And repeat that cycle over and over again. Also, I wanted to remind you that if your issue is over trading, you're not gonna take some magic pill that is gonna make you not over trade. It's a day by day thing. Every day you have to choose, okay, am I going to over trade today? No, I'm not. I'm going to choose to be my future self, the version of myself that is patient. So I'm just going to call it a day here, or I'm going to wait for the next best setup. But if you really struggled in July, slow down, you know? If you try to rush profits, they're just running away from you. I've said this a couple of times, but if you chase something, most likely it's going to run away from you. So try to attract it. I don't know how you can attract something in trading, but I would say it's just like I said, wait for A plus setup. Take it with trust. You take a loss, fine. Show up the next day, and you'll most likely take a win. You know? There's no secret in general to success with trading. Well, I would say the fastest way to succeed in trading is the slow way, the smart way. And I always try to say that in my community. I'd rather be the turtle in the race. It reminds me of Doyle Exchange. I don't know if you guys know Doyle, you probably do. But he reminds me of the turtle in the race. Right? He's very slow. He's just chilling if you take a L. And at the end of the month, he's up almost 100K, you know? And he's just going with the flow, sticking to his plan. And that's how I aim to be, is to go with the flow. If I take a loss, it hurts, but I'm gonna accept it and show up tomorrow. That's the best thing you could do. But yeah, don't overthink it. This month, try your best to be disciplined, not just in trading, but in real life. Try your best to be patient. Try your best to make sure that every single trade that you take makes sense. Make sure every single trade that you take, maybe you journal, right? Study your own trading. Become a nerd for yourself. Like me, I study my own trading. This past week I was on a losing streak. Yesterday I back tested all the losses, why did I lose this trade? Could I have done this? Could I have done that? I'm just trying to learn my skill and perfect it, right? Remember, trading is a skill. It's not luck. It's skill. It's a skill of patience. It's a skill of patience. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. And man, let's make August a good month, because summer is ending. It was a great summer. Not on the charts. Charts were tough this summer. Is very slow, but we're entering crazy markets. I don't know if you guys know, but November and December are the best months to trade in. And I just want you to be prepared for that so you can take advantage of the moves. Okay. So if you slow down in August, maybe by November, December, maybe you'll be funded, a couple funded accounts, take advantage of the crazy moves. Just get prepared for the future. I love you guys. Thank you for watching.